So now we're really getting somewhere, and we need to examine how we're going to actually get that planning permission, so that we've got something tangible to sell on, whether it be your property control agreement, your option agreement for the site with planning, or you're going to go and build it out yourself or do the conversion or whatever the development opportunity is, or you're going to split it up. But in order to do it, you need planning permission. So I'm going to do an introduction to that. I'm going to give you some tips that we've got from various meetings with planning officers over the past few years, and we look inside their mind, therefore. We'll talk about the importance of initial meetings and consultations that then lead on to a strategy, a negotiation and a compromise with our applications. We'll look at the role of a pre-app or a pre-application in the overall scheme of things, how to make the application, what happens next when you've made it, what happens if it's granted, and what can the conditions mean, and we'll have a look at that. And then if you get refusal, what your sort of options are. We'll also go and have a quick look at mirror sites again, and I'll give you an example of Charminster Road with all the planning information from the beginning right through until luckily the grants with conditions, and we can have a look at a bit more detail about that so you understand what's going on. So the first thing first, before you spend any money on anything to do with planning, get the land under control first. So either get your property control agreement, your option, signed and sealed and register the land registry as well, or get a conditional contract or some sort of leverage that you're controlling the land and you're happy with that, a lockout agreement if necessary. And then I generally get our architect to do everything now, pretty much everything. There's quite a lot of work, quite intricate detail to do these applications, and I think time is better spent going out and finding development sites and making contacts rather than doing the nitty-gritty, which architects have trained years to do. I think it's 4 or 5 years at university and a couple of years of in-house training, so they're going to be a lot better at it, a lot more efficient at it, have all the tools. So therefore I think it makes sense to pay them to do it, especially if you've got some sort of a contingent arrangement with them where you only pay them on success, or you pay them a proportion on application and the rest on success. The timescales really, once you've agreed an application, if your architect is working quickly, it's 1 or 2 weeks to turn around the planning application, have it all signed. He'll then send it in, or she'll then send it into the local council, which will register it, which, depending on how busy they are, can take anywhere from a week to, well, 4 or 5 weeks we've encountered recently. They'll then log the application. It'll be logged on the planning portal, so you can go and see it. And then there'll be a rough 3-4 week consultation period where they write to anyone affected, the neighbours, local councillors, various other interested parties, and they'll stick notices on lampposts, etc. around. You'll then go into the final 3 or 4 week period where you will have negotiation and discussions, and the planning office will be preparing a report as to what's going to happen. So all in all, you're probably looking at 3 months realistically. So that was just a short snippet from one of the training videos inside the Property Developer Profits Club. Within the club, we show you exactly how to build a profitable property business, even if you have no experience and little money to start with. Plus, you can do this part-time. You see, when we started, we didn't have any property experience and our finances were not in the best of shape. But eventually we developed a foolproof system that allows ordinary people, just like you and I, to make money from property. Inside the club, you'll have access to over 55 videos, many legal agreements, templates, and basically everything you need to build a successful property development business from scratch. I've put together a video showing you how you can start making money from property right now. Simply click on the link in this video or below to find out more, and I'll see you on the next video.